RoseTinted. So today's video is going to be my everyday makeup routine, and this is all using drugstore items. So if you guys are interested to see how I got this look, then stay tuned, and if you like this video then don't forget to subscribe. And apart from that, let's jump in. Okay, so I'm going to tuck my hair behind my ears because otherwise it just gets in the way. So I'm going to start off by using the Superdrug Naturally Radiant infused with plant extracts 2-in-1 moisturiser and serum, and I'm just going to use maybe 3 pumps of this. I'm just going to use this to prime my skin to give it a bit of moisture to set it up for the enormous amount of crap I'm about to put on my face. So once I've prepped the skin, I'm going to prep my lips just using this vanilla lip balm from the Edinburgh Willow Mill, which is my ultimate favourite. So next I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Wake Me Up Anti-Fatigue Skin Brightening Foundation, and I use the shade 100 Ivory. So I just like to put maybe a full pump and a half, and then just dot that all over my face. And using a damp Real Technique sponge, I am just gonna blend this in, and yeah, so let's go for it. So moving on to concealer, and I'm going to use the corresponding Rimmel Wake Me Up Anti-Fatigue Concealer. I really like these two together. I just find that they mould well together. I mean, I suppose they were created to be used together, so I don't know. But I'm going to put this under my eyes, down my nose, over my forehead, pretty much everywhere. Let's be real. I'm not one of those natural beauties. So next up, I'm also going to take the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, and this is in the shade 1 Fair. And we're going to use this for all of the darker and more prominent blemishes on my face, because I just find that this has a bit more coverage. And if I'm honest, I would love to cover everything up. And then I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge again and just blend it in. Okay, so to set my base, I'm going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the shade number 1 Translucent, and I'm going to put that on with a Real Techniques buffing brush. I'm well aware that that's not what a buffing brush is probably for. Not concerned. So now that that is done, I'm going to go in with my Body Shop Honey Bronzing Powder in the shade number 1. This is what it looks like, and I'm just going to take this with this, I don't know, it's an unbranded big fluffy brush. It was probably like the Pound Shop or something like that. And I'm just going to go around the outside of my face to warm up my skin a little bit, because I am pale as hell. And warming my face up isn't the worst thing in the world. So more often than not we'll take this down the neck as well, just to make sure that everything's a bit more cohesive. Okay, so now that I've warmed up the face, I'm going to go in with blush, and this is a blush I'm going to be using. I believe it's by Collection, but I'm not 100% sure. I will leave a link in the description bar below though, and it's in the number shade 2 Bashful, and I'm going to use the mini multitask brush from Real Techniques to apply that. So I'm just going to swirl it around, tap off the excess, and then hope for the best. Some days this goes on a lot heavier than others. Okay, so now that my blush is on, I'm moving on to a little bit of highlight, and I'm using this highlighting palette from Makeup Revolution, and this is the Ultra Pro Glow palette, and I'm going to go in with a Real Techniques angled blending brush or whatever it's called, and I'm going to mix a little bit of this one here and a little bit of this one here, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to put this on the high points of my cheeks and my brow bone to start with. There's a spot on that eyebrow. Marvellous. Then I'm also going to take a little bit of the same mixture and pop that just on the tip of my nose, down the bridge, and above the Cupid's bow. So now moving on to eyebrows, and I don't know how to do this without blocking your view, so I'll probably do it off camera, but the eyebrow pencil that I like to use, I either like to use the Avon like thin nib eyebrow pencil, or the most accessible one to me is this one from Primark, and this is just the PS 3-in-1 brow precision pencil and powder. So it's got your spoolie on one end, it has your wax pencil on the other, and then it does have a powder in the middle which I don't use, but yeah, I really like this, and I use this in the shade Taupe. So take from that what you will. I am just going to go in and fill the brows in completely. Okay, so the whole sisters not twins thing is definitely something that I live by. So moving on to eyeshadow, and this can change daily depending, like if I have a specific lip in mind or if I have a specific outfit in mind and I think that I want to correlate my eyeshadow with it, then this can change daily, but generally I go for like a brown through the crease, a darker brown on the outer corners, and then something a bit more shimmery on the centre of my lid. So I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Velvet Rose palette, just this one here. And I'm going to start off with a Real Techniques Expert Concealer brush. And I'm going to take this shade up here. And I'm just going to put this all over my lid. So that I have something to blend my eyeshadows into. So I can take that up as high as I'd like. Then I'm going to go in with this brush here, which I believe is a BH Cosmetics brush. I'm not sure which one though, so I'll just leave the kit of all of them down below. And I'm going to go in with this terracotta brown colour here. And I'm just going to take that right through the crease. So I'm just going to start here and just softly blend that through the crease. Okay, so next I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to go in with this brown here, which is a bit more, it's a bit darker. still in the same brown palette as the one before. And I'm just gonna again pop that through the crease. And this is just gonna add a bit of dimension. So I'm just placing this right over the transition shade that we popped in before. So now that I've placed both of them in the crease, I'm going to go in with the BH Cosmetics 129 brush, and I am just going to go over the edges and just blend that out so it's not as harsh and there's not such a start and stop line, so to speak. And I often find that the more time I take to blend, the better my eyeshadow ends up looking. And then there are other days, like my last video, where I take no time at all and just look like I've been punched. And that's okay too. I don't mind that look. And then last but not least, I'm going to take the Real Techniques, I don't know which one this is, I'm really sorry, the Dome Shadow Brush or something like that, and this dark brown. And I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of that and just pop that on the very outer corners of my eyes. So really gently placing that on the outer V of my eye. And this is just going to elongate my eye a little bit. I do like to try and join it up from the corner. And then just blend it in there a little bit. And then with whatever's left over once I've done that, pull it into that crease, just to make it a bit more cohesive. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend this out as well. Now I'm going to go back to my highlighter palette and use this shade here. I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to place that, just using my finger, on the main lid to brighten that up a little bit. So once the eyeshadow is done, I'm going to go ahead and add winged eyeliner, which I do every day. So I just start off with lining the actual lid, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the flick where I want it, which is just following up from the corner of my eye, and then joining those two together. And I'm thinking today my wings might be the long lost sisters of my eyebrows. So for eyeliner, I use the Collection Extreme 24-Hour Felt Tip Liner, and this is my favourite. They do have a calligraphy liner as well. It's horrendous, it's awful, I hate it, don't buy it. Buy the felt tip one, they look exactly the same, so just look out for the felt tip instead of calligraphy. I promise you won't regret it. Moving on to mascara, which honestly just finishes off a look for me. And I've been loving the Collection Lash Surge mascara in the shade Blackest Black. And I just feel that mascara offsets all looks. So I like to do 2 coats of this, and I find that this just gives me length, definition and volume. Because when I'm looking for a mascara, I don't just want one, I want them all, and I want them to be amazing. So once my mascara's on, it's time to move on to lipstick, and I've decided I'm going to go for a liquid lip today. And this is the Max & More Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Deep Nude, and it also comes with the matching lip liner. So I'm just going to line my lips first. And then once I've lined the lips, I'm going to go in with the actual liquid lipstick itself. I haven't worn this one for ages actually. And then once my lipstick is on, that is me finished. So this is the finished everyday makeup look for me. So this is something that I would do every day. Some days I'll go with a tinted moisturiser and less heavy on the lips and the eyes, but generally day to day I do like to play around with makeup, and I will go for something a little bit heavier. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe down below and press the little bell icon so that you get a notification every time I upload a new video. While I'm off on maternity leave, I am doing weekly vlogs to document my first year as a mum, so don't forget to check them out as well. And until next time, bye guys!